Hey, thanks for stopping by to Contraptions. I hope you find something here that will help you. I have quite a variety. But I am trying to keep it to assembling things, repairing things, such as cars and computers and some solar equipment. But there's a lot to do. Please take the time to subscribe, as we need over 900 subscribers to make it to 1,000. Thank you very much and have a great day. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and take these belt body bolts off. Make a note that there's a stud here, which is third from the top left, and there's one on the top. There's two studs over here for the cooling lines. It's third and fourth one down. That's it on the studs on there. And there's two studs over here on the case. There's one that's not, then there's the next two are on the left, looking towards it from the front. Alright, these cap bolts I just took loose right here, here, and up here. It's a lot longer. Top there. So is this one here. They appear to be the same length. And they do have a different cap head on them. I'm going to go ahead and roll it over on its face now. A little bit of fluid in there. Alright, there's our MLP sensor. Alright, that's going to have to be replaced. I got a new one of those. This here, one of the sensors for TSS or OSS. I'm not sure which one. But get it apart here and see which one it is. Oh, over there. Plastic sits inside that lever. Alright. Okay, I took these loose here, these three on the side, top right. So longer. I'm going to get this apart without the bell body coming on apart. I just want to pull the whole assembly off. I loosened all these up, so this assembly is ready to come off here. Go ahead and take it off. Now I can get to the rest of these bell body bolts. Still got a few of these on here. Trying to keep it together. Alright, it's got threads all the way to the head, so I'm going to leave that on there. So is this one. That one does too, so we'll leave that on there. Hopefully these are the last two up here. And it's not loose yet. Okay, got one more that wasn't quite loose all the way apparently. Alright. There's a sensor bolted underneath. There's that main transfer seal. And this is the other one we have to get to replace as well. So that's 3 sensors. I got this one here, it's got to be replaced. Short threaded bolt. There it is. Okay. And there it goes, flying. Alright, the brown section of the bell body had to come off first. Take a look at these bolts here. You can see where they're at. There's a couple bolts underneath this part here that I had to get to in order to get it to come out of there. This one here, and this one here. Perhaps this one. They're on the outside perimeter. These two right here are threaded to the shoulder, so I left them on there. This one's not. This one's not. This one here is threaded. It didn't need to come loose. And apparently this one is too. So I can go ahead and put them back down on there. Alright, that's where we're at. Alright, I'm taking this rear cover off next. Just taking the bolts off around the perimeter. Got 2 more to go here. There's a pin on there that's kind of rusted. Here I got a short pry bar and put it here. Pops it up. Now get this cover off. Alright, there you go. So cover has to come out with the sensor. Alright, there's a Torrington bearing on it. You put underneath the cover there and lip faces down. And you can see tangs are lined up here. Take a look around here. See how things are lined up. Alright, I checked on the inside of here to see if we had any grooves in there. Looks good. No grooves. And this cover gasket looks pretty rough. It's damaged here. It was stuck on a case and it was pretty rotten, really. And this is the sensor that needs to be replaced on it. Here goes out on with the pump cover. Now this piston has to go in a certain way, so I gotta make note that there's a bleed hole. It has to line up with the case. Just line up here somewhere. Gotta find out where. There's a relief on here someplace it lines up with, so need to take a closer look at that as I get ready to take it apart.
Okay, on the sensor here, there's a 10mm bolt that goes in there, and it doesn't like to come out because it's made out of different metal. It's not aluminum, but it gets stuck in there. You have to work this out very carefully. I ended up having to heat it up a little bit on the back side here using a butane torch. Right here. I just warmed it up a little bit at a time. I didn't go crazy. And then I worked it back and forth gently until it came out. There's a high probability of that breaking. It's the same thing like on these brake sensors as well. ABS. And I took that loose and just popped this loose, and I'm going to go ahead and get it out of here. There it is, 3-wire sensor. I bumped it getting it out of the car, so I try not to do that with the new one. Of course, now the casting on here has a relief right here. You need to make note of that. There's a relief right here in the piston. They need to line up with that, close to it anyway. So you want to make note of that, where that's located at, so you can get it back how it was. I'm going to go ahead and mark the center for myself. Try to mark it anyway and see if I can. Alright, get that centered up with the piston, and I'm all set. So I'm going to take a look around too, around the entire setup to see how it is, just in case I overlook something else, you know. Trying to get that gasket off was a problem with this stud on here. They tend to stick on here. You just got to be patient and scrape around it and work it out, and it'll finally come off. Now this takes a special tool for the inside piston, which is a 2.6. The outside piston is a low reverse, and should be able to get that just spring off there and back on without a special tool. So but right now I'm going to continue on and work on getting the rest of this apart over here. Alright, get that Torrington bearing out of there. Pull the clutch pack out. Alright. Looks pretty good there. Don't see anything broken yet. I'm going to set this off to the side. Now these long tangs are down at the bottom here. Sun gear. Right, to pull these clutches out. He's got to go. Tang's got to line up over there. So I need to set this off to the side. We got wave plate, a steel, a clutch, a steel, a clutch, a steel, a clutch, and a pressure plate. Looks like it got burned a little bit. Alright, so we got on this clutch pack, the first clutch pack, I got 1, 2, 3 friction plates. That's it. 3 friction plates. Alright. Now I can go ahead and pull this planet out. Take a look at it. There's a Torrington bearing right there. And there's another one right here. Sits inside. So we got 2 of those right there. Looking at the splines to see if there's any stripping. I don't see anything stripped on it. Gears look good. Okay, let's take this planet out here. Get some gear in there. Got the Torrington bearing underneath there.
bearing there. Has to face down this way. Alright. And another Torrington bearing on this other planet down here. Alright. That's a thicker plate on the outside of that. It's a pressure plate. Again, all the tabs line up in the slot here on the bottom of the transmission. Get the other clutch out of there. Steel. Alright. I got a couple hooks to help me pull these out. Alright, I'll get it up this way here. Alright. Sun gear. It's got another Torrington bearing on the bottom of that. Friction out. You got a pressure plate. Alright. This is held in with a snap ring. That's locking one way. Seems to be working alright. This gear has to come out of here. There's a Torrington bearing underneath it as well. There's one on top. Alright. So now it's just the final drive that's left in there. I don't think there's anything else that could come out of here. So I'm going to take this clutch pack out. Alright, now the snap ring. And we pull this one way out. It's supposed to there. I'm having trouble getting it lined up here. Alright, there we go. There's a few clutches in here. We got 1, 2 clutches, and got a wavy plate underneath that pressure plate there. So it's 2 pressures, 1 wavy. Wavy came out last. It got to go in first, of course. Set him up inside here. Now this piston here has to come out. Diaphragm spring. And it's pointed towards the bottom of the transmission. So don't spill the coffee on that one. So there's that. Now
this piston's supposed to come out. And there it is. I don't see anything wrong with lip seals on here. They look pretty good, actually. Yeah, maybe a little hard there on the inside one. Okay. Alright, I got the case halves apart. The only thing I had trouble with was these dowel pins. I had to end up heating up both dowel pins. That one over there, I was able to tap it most of the way out. But here's the pump assembly and the filter. And there's the other half of it. All they did was separate them by tapping them apart. And that's where all the guts go into that we took out. That part faces down, and the bell housing faces up, and then you tap it up. So right now it's on the bench. It needs to go the other, be the other way. You have to tap it up off. That's the part you take off. Now this pump assembly has to be pulled off, and then pull the gear set off so I can get to the front seal. Got to replace the filter, and there's a deflector over here. Alright, the deflector's out of the way. And pump has 3 8mm bolts on it. Okay. Alright. That bolt that fell down there. We're going to have to go ahead and pull this gear set off here next so I can get to the front seal. Make a note where these gears are at here. There's no dot facing up on this one. Got a little chain on it. So take this apart next so we can get in there. Alright, now I can get this out of here. And there's the chain and gear set. It's got a little tab on it here. It's facing down. Sets right down there in the recess there. This goes on top of it. Okay. This has one on the back side of it as well. Set that down there. There's no dot on this one. Oh, there it is. There's a dot there. So it is facing up. The dot is facing up. Alright. Alright. Flip that gear over, and there's a washer on the inside here for the other side of that pump drive gear. It's got a slot there for that tab to go into. Right in there. And on the other side, it has some seals right here. So these will probably have to replace. I'm sure they come in a kit. And then a big bearing on there. I gotta go ahead and set this stuff out of the way. And then put the front seal in it. So I'm gonna get this stuff set off to the side and then put the front seal in.
All right, and there you have it. Thanks for coming by. Please be sure to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and have a great day.